Let's take a look at our maps, though, for the eUnited matchup against Pittsburgh Knights. They finally finished their pick and bans, and it's going to be Reactor to start us off. And that's going to be a scrappy one. Been liking and really been a fan of Reactor a lot. And the reason why is because I love the close quarter fights, the ability to be sneaky. Kenny is that sneaky player. You got to keep your head on a swivel when you're playing against him. Ephyra execution, though. I love this one for eUnited, not so much for Pittsburgh Knights. Pittsburgh Knights struggled on this map, okay? No, they didn't. I take that all back. Who was struggling on that map? I have to go back in my notes, but one team struggled on that. It was Latin American team, maybe Rebel. But eUnited, though, they love Ephyra execution plays.
Yeah, no, they truly do. And every time we watch them play a few squads, I love their gameplay. They're actually inside the Escalation Hotel there in the front lobby. You know, they just be raising hell at the front desk, just, you know, rotating down low the bow, back up top towards the drop shot. But, you know, in a map like this, that I will say this, that I was surprised that the strategy actually kind of shifted towards being played out like Tomb a lot more, with 4 players spread out evenly across the map, 2 playing towards that middle hop over at hotel with another player inside. So these squads are giving that torque bow a little bit more utilization, but also, you know, they're keeping the drop respectable with the shot grenade. So when you're spread out like that, every single lane has an opportunity to really make a play. And when that's possible, you add a lot of different strategy off your initial. So eUnited, they have been doing a great job finding those little bitty advantages in which they can get by shifting players there center map off the initial. So yeah, you know, they've been playing this map well, and I'm excited to see them play it again. But, you know, looking at this cycle as a whole, I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I am too. And I do remember it was Pittsburgh Knights. In fact, it was last night Pittsburgh Knights played on Ephyra. I think they started cleaning it up towards the end of it, but there was definitely some shaky moments from Deza with the torque bow. Even honestly killing himself at one point, shooting it at the wall, going over cover, and then ended up dying to his own torque bow. Was not a good matchup. But regardless, though, I think, like I said, Pittsburgh Knights did come back and they ended up winning that. So, hey, we'll see how they play against eUnited. But eUnited plays that masterfully. Powerz is the X factor. My lord, he is so good at fighting on Ephyra. But hey, let's get it started. We got Pittsburgh Knights eUnited map number 1. Pittsburgh Knights leads the way 145-40.
Ooh-wee. All right, the Knights got him by 105. Now TJ will have torque bow. He's the next. Gonna get a little bit of splash damage from that bow, but ultimately, as you're gonna start to see, the Knights, they have to break into this eUnited setup. I like the pressure coming from multiple lanes, but you see eUnited, they're playing that man-on-man. Everybody has someone accounted for, and they're keeping that pressure on them. So at this point, eUnited just has to utilize their teamwork to hold this setup. But you see ChaoZ make some big plays there towards the middle of the map with the nades. There's the extra pressure coming down from center, and the Knights have broken that setup. Torque bow is going to be out of play.
Pittsburgh Knights, big matchup here. You know, honestly, we haven't seen them play eUnited too many times, even in the off season. So this is a pretty good treat, to be honest with you. I have to go back in my notes in previous EDAYS, but this is one of the few times they played, if at all. So great indication to see what Pittsburgh Knights is really made of. And 170-67 is going to be the scoreline. eUnited struggling to get the ball rolling here, and very tough for them in general. Powerz on the outside looking in. You got a couple of members too. It's going to be Demise and Kenny ready to go for the break. And in fact, Kenny's not going to be shy about it. He instantly pushes in, challenging that Raver, but he's down. Big trades though coming out from Demise. And meanwhile, he's going to have to back up. You got a Pittsburgh Knights member still on the outside. That's going to be player number, or should be Deza, player number 7. 6 is also on the top side fighting in a 1v2. A lot of moving pieces. Pittsburgh Knights though, they've got the man advantage. They're wolf packing in, and eUnited have to get the break.
eUnited, as they're going to be trying to flood in towards the spawn side. This is actually the best angle to take this hill. They're going to use their Lancers to work their way around, and you're going to see it's TJ who actually gets that power position to get some Lancer fire inside. That forces the Knights down the stairs. They're going to have to use their nades to get in there towards the right side, but they just keep backing up, and now they're just, it's like shooting ducks in a barrel, bro. Well, not
ducks in a fish.
I said, didn't I say that last time?
I don't know, but I've never heard anyone say that, Blaze. I'll be honest.
I said that like 3 EDAYS.
Fish in a barrel.
Ducks in a barrel, right? Yeah.
A fish in a barrel, not ducks, man. That'd be brutal.
I'm thinking of 2 different analogies. Put them together.
I'll thinking, I got some questions for you.
Well, hey, I'm pretty sure we'll have plenty of time at some point if we do get a lag out tonight. Hopefully not. Knock on wood.
We'll come back to it.
Just even going back to the team fight, the Knights, they can't give up that much positioning, waiting for someone else to make a play.
And cannot get up positioning. And eUnited, man, this is going to be a big comeback. And Pittsburgh Knights, I got to say, I'm really impressed. I truthfully am. We talked about ChaoZ being a wonderful addition to this roster. Granted, it's kind of a lateral trade from Summons to ChaoZ in a way. You know, you do lose one aspect of your roster, but you also gain a pretty dominant and decisive IGL. Plus, he's a Slayer. He really does it all, you know, quite honestly. But you do rearrange. Monkeyz now able to slay out. Raver's been doing one hell of a job. Dezo's always doing his thing. So Pittsburgh Knights, I do like this roster, and I think they have a ton of promise to be that dominant team that you know, kind of knew and loved way back in the days. Plenty of time, 70 seconds. This is a fresh hill. Pittsburgh Knights going for the breakout attempt. Powerz is going to go ahead and dip out for the meantime. eUnited wants to utilize as much space as possible because they know PK, when they go up the steps, they want as much chip damage they can get out so they can get in and get that damage. But that shock's going to force them out, and Pittsburgh Knights are on the hill.
Now, as TJ is going to be working his way around, he gets this wide Lancer angle once again, but that's a power position because he's able to safely get a foot in the hill and keep it contested or get his squad some points. The Knights, they get forced down towards the bottom of this hill once again, and when it comes down towards these corner hills, they need more presence towards the spawn because they want to force eUnited to get the spawn in position that they currently have, but as eUnited goes for the retake, they're just retaking these hills perfectly.
TJ on the outside, good shot on the one, goes back for the second, but there's a team pickup, and it's going to work out for the best because now Raver and Dezo are both back in the fight. Powerz, though, in for revenge, and look at that. Dezo gets caught switching weapons, and ultimately Powerz will take advantage of that mistake. And eUnited, to their credit, have closed the gap quite a bit. Still, a lot of work needing to be done, Blaze, but 140 to 226 is a lot better than where they were just a little bit before that hill played out. Monkeyz hiding in the shadows, taking down Powerz, but again, going back to it, eUnited might have a chance here.
Now, eUnited, they're going to have 3 players around this hill already, but they're already contested by the Knights. And then, even though they're surrounding this hill, the Knights, they got players with already picking up kills towards mid-map. With Powerz going down, that gave the Knights the man advantage in which they needed mid-map. They're good. They're good to just relax here, set up shop. It's going to come down to how does eUnited want to retake it. Well, it's going to be a while before we see any more power weapons come up on the map, so they're going to have to do it with the weapons in which they have. They need to win that 1v1 battle there towards the center. And it's going to be player 8 Monkeyz who has to guard against them. I like that flash from Raver. Cuts off the Lancer angle on the left, but he misses his shot.
Okay.
Recovers.
Demise is also there for the trade. Still a scrappy fight, and it's a 1v. But Demise also is going to get peppered from the back, I do believe, right or no? Is that Monkeyz who's helping out? So either way, though, Demise inside the hill, doing a good job. Monkeyz did come from the midline section. He'll be sandwiched between Powerz and Demise, but blindsided by ChaoZ. Again, it's scrappy. It really is. And Powerz, who's been a hero not only in the last hill, looking to be the hero once again through the smoke and confusion, gets a shot on the Raver, but Raver's marked. So Demise picks up the fresh torque bow, but eUnited once again in control of the hill. It's only 20 points, but they kept the hill contested for quite some time. So Pittsburgh Knights didn't gain that many either. So again, eUnited still a large gap they have to close, but they are slowly but surely closing it. But I still see Pittsburgh Knights holding on. But at this point, Wolfpacking in, forcing Powerz out. You got to get the next.
They really have to get to next now. And eUnited, the rotation comes through. They're going to start blocking off the spawn side. They don't want to give up too much map control. And I love, because of this positioning, they get to better utilize the torque bow from this point, as they're going to start collecting some points on the hill. Demise missed that shot. We don't see that one too often, but a nice back A. He gets cornered. Kenny is there for the double down, but a long range nade. Powerz has to run away. Yeah, he's going to go for the save. Both of those players are going to get timed out. So it worked out in the end, even though Kenny was taken out. Ultimately, eUnited, it was a great team fight for him.
Excellent team fight. 55 seconds still on the hill, and eUnited has expanded their way out. It starts with the defensive front of Demise and TJ. They're going to try and, you know, kind of soak up the brute of the damage initially. 7 and 8 breaking through mid. That's Dezo and Monkeyz. They're going for a pincer. They want to challenge Powerz and Kenny on the left side. So you got two distinct 2v2s, but eUnited holding their ground. They've got 20 seconds since that team fight ended up unfolding, and the members of Pittsburgh Knights ended up falling. So Pittsburgh Knights have one more attempt to go for the break, but time is running short. And at this point for Pittsburgh Knights, by the time they even get in there, even if they get the break, they're not gaining anything, and you got to expect eUnited to be on the next hill. And there it is, flawless cleanup from eUnited. But Powerz, like the, you know, Pittsburgh Knights, yeah, granted they get the kills, but again, like I said, you're falling behind on the next hill though.
Powerz, he's trying to step to Raver. Raver's not backing down. He gets the kill. As you talked about, the rotation towards next. eUnited, they're going to win that foot race. Now, the Knights do have the spawn side. They're in a great position to be able to contest this and retake. They're in the best position to be exact. They just have to move in and keep this hill contested. Great down there for Monkeyz.
I thought he had
to be able to get some help from his squad mate. The shot comes in for eUnited. Powerz has the nades as well. eUnited is turning this fight back into their favor.
They definitely are, but look at Pittsburgh Knights. They're inching closer and closer to the 300-point mark, and with Powerz getting down, he gets picked back up. I thought he was going to be in some trouble there. Dezo with the torque bows could be a factor here, but unfortunately misses his shot, and there's the opportunity. Kenny will take it, take him out, and eUnited will get the break with 50 seconds remaining. They don't win off this hill, but they can get scarily close, and in fact, again, they've been slowly but surely chipping away at that deficit. They've been doing an excellent job. Pittsburgh Knights mounting up 4 strong to go for the break. Just enough time to win off of this hill if they can get there right now. And it looks as if they're going to be making that attempt, but player 3 starting to get creative from eUnited. That's going to be Demise going on the flank, and it's paying off. It will split off one member from Pittsburgh Knights.
He goes deep into the spawn. He forces an entire player out the fight, and he almost out-rotated him to get a quick 4v3 advantage. But in the end, taking that extra player out gave his teammates a little bit more room to move around, get creative with their movement, and get creative in their engagements. They'll win the battle. eUnited, they're going to get to that 260 marker. But just their comeback so far since we've joined this game has been damn impressive.
It really has been.
They're definitely back into this map, but let's see if they can close it out.
It's been very impressive, and at this point, nobody has an advantage. It's pretty much neck and neck, even though only, what, 8 points separate the two. So Pittsburgh Knights, it's imperative they win. They had the lead. Losing this would hurt, like in one of our earlier series, right? Whenever Elevate was playing against, or excuse me, Hive in that Noble matchup, okay? Hive had the lead. Noble fought back, ended up getting a very narrow victory of just 5 points on one of the maps. But either way, Pittsburgh Knights getting the early points. eUnited spread out, though, Blaze. They do have 3 members consolidated on the right side, but I'm seeing a lot of individuality where Pittsburgh Knights can utilize their numbers correctly. And there it is, player 3 already dropping. He'll get back into the fight, but Monkeyz will pick up one. This might be the end to eUnited.
It might be. Demise, he goes for the torque bow. Ooh, a full spread from him, but couldn't get the kill that he needed on Raver. Now, Raver does pick up that bow off the ground. He'll have a few shots, and he backs up. eUnited just a few points away from the lead. PK will not give them that satisfaction. Kenny with a flash out. He banks it off the wall. That's going to stun the bow. The nade comes in. eUnited finds a kill in that lower stairs. Another nade comes through. Raver, he has 1 shot left. eUnited with the lead. They can win now. And it's PK playing into their hands. Here they come.
Here they come. They need this break. They need it right now. Monkeyz, though, will take down Powerz. That's one start, one piece of the puzzle. TJ on the other side. He's going to fall. Pittsburgh Knights, they get the break and just enough time to win. Demise needs a touch. He's there, but he's choked. Was it enough? It was not. Pittsburgh Knights should get it, but Kenny can still get a touch, and he can. 300 to 297. And you got to admit, eUnited, one hell of a comeback, Blaze, but impressive ending for Pittsburgh Knights to take map 1. eUnited Pittsburgh Knights, excellent control Reactor, and eUnited definitely fought back, but fell a little bit short. 3 points and then 300-297. So Pittsburgh Knights lead 1-0. But they're moving into the playground of eUnited, and that's execution on Ephyra. And again, I mentioned the struggles Pittsburgh Knights had during their matchup just yesterday, and hopefully they kind of cleaned that up. They did, you know, clean it up a little bit in more as the map developed, but it's definitely not their strongest map. And we did discuss anyways, and it's been a constant discussion in Pro League, is you know, the fact of the matter is eUnited, they've got a ton of reps on Ephyra, they've got a ton of reps on Ritual, the two newest maps that were added because they played in the Pro League qualifiers. So this map, in my opinion, eUnited is ahead of the curve. So all the other teams are playing catch up.
Yeah, you know, they are playing catch up. And, you know, even if you think about the old eUnited rosters, whenever we added new maps to the cycle, or we had map testing tournaments, they even went far in there because, you know, they understand, you know, sometimes what is going to be the base strategy that works best for this map. Is it a 3-1, a 2-2? Do you spread out throughout the map in 4 different lanes, kind of like Tomb? And, you know, they figure out what works best and how each strategy is going to be successful. Because, for example, if you want to send 3 players over there towards a drop shot, if it's a mismatch in numbers, your goal is to ultimately get drop fast, find a kill, hold your numbers, okay? Or, you know, try to isolate that power weapon. But, you know, they do a good job at, you know, breaking down the steps of each initial strategy. Okay, this is step 1. Then we go to step 2, step 3, step 4. And at that point, they set the staple. And then we see the rest of the league try to catch up to them. Or they'd be like, all right, cool. We like your initial strategy. We'll take that. And then we'll make our own adjustments to it, all right? Because that's how you get better in Gears. You steal your opponent's strats, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys, if you want to get into Gears Esports and you scrim somebody and you're in escalation and execution and control, you do exactly what they do off the start, and you ask yourself, why does this work and why do we lose off of it, right? How do we win off this strategy? What makes it great? And then you build around that. I just stole so many squad strats and just made my own small adjustments. And also when you take strats, you are able to figure out, you know, their weaknesses as well.
Look, I mean, everybody does it, even in traditional sports. So it's a beautiful thing. You know, you have to learn from the best and take from the best in order to improve, in my opinion. And, well, that's what they've been doing. Look at this, 2v1. Great start for Pittsburgh Knights, but will Kenny be able to clutch this up? He is getting Lancer from the side. Can he get away? He can get away? He has a drop shot, and I think he still has one more, if I'm not mistaken. So that could be invaluable to maybe collapse and connect on one. But if he can close the gap here, he can make it happen. And Kenny will close the gap. Now opposite of ChaoZ, he needs to go for the reset. ChaoZ, though, he's out for blood, and ChaoZ will make it happen. But make no mistake about it, Kenny just pulled off some heroics and made it interesting.
And so the reason why he cut back is I think ChaoZ was Mark II when he hopped over. But once Kenny hit the corner, he knew that the call out was going to be, he's running, right? He's running. So he's like, all right, let me cut back and get the Torque Bow player. And it was beautifully timed to get the 1v1. But ChaoZ also knows that he cannot allow Kenny to reset. And he has to play off the damage that Dezonide had already put out. And he did that even off his left hand. But he knew that was a fight he had to take.
It was an excellent cutback. I see what he was doing, and it made sense. He almost made it happen. That would have been fantastic. Great opening kill, though, from TJ. That hotel fight is imperative to win, and the reason why you can kind of cut back in, help the drop shot player, which is exactly what they're going to do. But for Pittsburgh Knights, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Dezo wins the fight against Powerz down low, so he's going to have the torque bow for himself. It is a 3v3. Now a 2v3. Make that a 2v2 because Dezo gets a great connection. And another one! And there it is. Kenny will fall to Monkeyz, and just like that, Pittsburgh Knights takes a man disadvantage and turns it into advantage. A round win. They're up 2-0.
All right. EK getting off to a great start. We're doing a good job winning their 1v1s. And, you know, Dezonide, when he's fighting for power weapons, you know, he plays a little bit harder than if he was, you know, in a big team fight or something like that. You know, those 1v1 power weapon fights, he will set the tone and try to put off that first shot on his opponent.
All eyes on Raver Blaze. Raver was the guy that was dropping the ball time in and time out during his matchup yesterday. And one adjustment Pittsburgh Knights made was sending an additional teammate to help him out. But fortunately, Raver is going to lose that fight. That's a big player to lose. Now it's a 2v3. Monkeyz, though, will make... Oh, maybe. Okay, he does in time make it a 2v. But he takes so much damage that he exposes himself to TJ, and TJ will take him down. Now it's up to ChaoZ once again. to clutch up in the meantime, and he can't close that gap enough onto Kenny. The pressure was too much, and he will fall. But, you know, you really got to question Raver's ability to hold down Hotel. He didn't do it on Wednesday. He struggled in that last fight. But to Pittsburgh Knights' credit, they did win the first 2 rounds, so maybe something is going right.
Yeah, no, something is definitely going right, indeed, you know? And, you know, a lot is that as eUnited shifts some of their numbers towards middle, you know, they'll give up some power weapons, but if they don't capitalize on those kills right away, then, you know, the speed of the Knights is what kind of does them in. Now, looking into this round, as you can see, Raver, he's going to be able to get the drop shot. They PK sends 2 players over there right away, so that's a free torque bow for eUnited. Now, as both these teams settle, we'll see who can make the play first.
Oh, if he can thread this needle.
Like
TJ's dead to rights. There he goes. He's out of the way, and that's a 4v3. And TJ wasn't the player with the torque bow. Powerz still has it, so eUnited still has a ton of firepower left. Powerz is kind of pinned up, though. Dezo's looking at him. You got Monkeyz up front. Question is, does Dezo and Monkeyz make this push? Powerz is by himself. Oh, no, he doesn't.
All right.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
It's like playing with fires. Powerz has 3 bows, but you could easily get him to bait out these bows. So, like, you could bait out these bows from Powerz, no problem. Like, that's what Monkeyz is doing. He's stepping out wide, but, you know, he needs to sell it a little bit more. Powerz ain't going for that fake, right? Like, Monkeyz, yeah, there you go. Throw a flash. That's another bow. Take cover. They're counting. They know he has 1 left, and that's it. So, at this moment, it's the Knights with a beautiful advantage. But as you say, the Wolfpack has proven to be a little bit too strong. Now, you don't want a Wolfpack when your opponent got a drop shot.
Oh, Powerz. Here we go.
Drop shot no more.
Monkeyz clutches up. Now down to Kenny. Kenny has a short opportunity to bring it to a 1v1. And ChaoZ is going to create that spacing and just handle his own. Again, ChaoZ providing so much value to this team. And I like that. You know, oftentimes you'll see a player just bum rush in, try to get that chunk, you know, all testosterone, no brain. But, you know, I like to also see a player back up, get that damage in, and, you know, take it slow, take it methodical, and go for the high statistical win. And that's what ChaoZ did. Great job from him. Either way, 3-1 lead for the Pittsburgh Knights. And let's see if they go back to that 2-man push for the drop shot. It worked last time.
We're gonna see more of a spread throughout the map. We're gonna have 4 different lanes kind of occupied. Demise, he gets pressed from 2 different sides, but he does a great job putting damage on 1 player, getting a kill on a second. Already assessed where the next 2 is, and he's gonna keep being annoying. Beautiful shots across the board. Demise got a piece of everyone that round.
Yeah, Demise the hero in that round, quite honestly, because Raver finally wins the fight in Hotel. That was going to be a big issue for eUnited. So Demise, he popped off when he needed to on the outskirts of Hotel and then ultimately doubling back in. So if Demise doesn't make that play, Raver wins the Hotel fight. Things could have been much different during that round, and we could be seeing a 4-1 lead for Pittsburgh Knights. So good on Demise to hold his ground and hold his own. We're back at once again into a fresh round. You do have the 1v on the opposite end. Dezo opposite of Powerz for the torque bow. And we have that same spread. This time, though, eUnited with 2 members down low for the drop shot. Dezo gets the torque bow, but ChaoZ has a lot of pressure on him.
Ooh, ChaoZ picks up the kill. Dezonide finds his battle down low at the bow. Raver wins his mid-map. It's up to Kenny with the drop shot. Even though it was picked up, you know, when you're surrounded by 4 players, you just can't get it, you know. Yep. You just can't get it up.
You cannot
get the drop shot up. Yeah,
there it is.
They ain't gonna let you.
No, not gonna happen. 4-2. Pittsburgh Knights, man, well on their way to a 2-0 lead. This would be and again, I go back to the discussion before they started playing in their series, Blaze. We haven't seen Pittsburgh Knights play eUnited that many times at all. You know, maybe once. Like I said, I have to go back in my notes for previous EDAYS, but they didn't play in Pro League. On top of that, they haven't played, you know, really that much in preseason because we didn't see Pittsburgh Knights really in the preseason. So other than a handful of times. So this is a really good look and maybe an indication like eUnited, look, they might have their hand full when they go against Pittsburgh Knights. Dezo, opposite of TJ, each trying to battle each other's wits. Who's going to make the first move? Well, TJ, he's going to get Lancer from mid. And that was, I believe, Raver closing the gap. No, was it Monkeyz or Raver? It was Monkeyz.
That was Raver.
No, it was Monkeyz because Raver's dead.
Okay. Yeah, so gets that extra support in. Now, with Torquebo and Dezonide's hand, this squad, they got that extra man advantage, but they're going to have to deal with Kenny and these 2 drop shots. And when it comes down to that weapon, the drop shot, you think about some of the best players to ever use it, Kenny's name is going to be in that top 3, if not at the very top of the list. So, doing a great job baiting out these bows from Dezonide. I think he can even bait out one more. There you go. Oh, but he had the active, and that's the fight he wanted. So, great job to Kenny there. But here's the flank from ChaoZ mid-map. Kenny calls over his teammates to get the torque bow so they can have that extra power weapon. Demise won't be able to get it. You see it there in front of your screen. Kenny getting flushed out. Demise needs to worry about the kill, not the power weapon. Luckily for him, Kenny will win his 1v1. And he's going to step up to this fight with ChaoZ.
A big win, man. That is a big win. Not only do you stop Pittsburgh Knights from being at map point, you know, ultimately to take a 2-0 lead, but makes you that much closer. You're 4-3, and Kenny's had one heck of a game. He's got 7K damage, dwarfing everybody in the lobby, but he's also the kill leader for his roster. No first bloods, but you don't need it, right? Kenny is making some big clutch moments when is needed. So let's see what Pittsburgh Knights is going to do to adjust after that round loss. We've seen them send 2 for the drop shot. We've seen them go for the spread. We've seen them put more emphasis on the hotel fight. And this looks like it's going to be just another straight out 1v1 or 1v1 spread across the map. The one that's popping off seems to be Demise and Monkeyz. And they're really close. And it is in fact going to be Monkeyz winning that fight. Demise will fall. Kenny's also going to be dropped. Drop shot's going to go into the hands of ChaoZ. Dezo has to turn around. TJ will fall. And it's going to be Powerz last alive. And it all started with Monkeyz. And it will also end with Monkeyz. PK map point.
Yeah, it was a complete collapse hit towards the mid-map. PK was able to get the angles that they needed to get the damage. We watched the 1v1 fight most of the time, but you know, once PK got those kills towards the center, you know, you saw how you know, Dezonide really just kind of did his best to stay alive and wait for help to come. So they come through, they get the kill, and now we're going for shot grenades picked up at both these squads. The Knights getting a few extra players over for the drop shot. They're going to play for that. eUnited is going to assess that they have the free torque bow, and they're going to start shifting towards the Knights side of the map. They don't want this to be a full reset. They want to try to keep up with them. But the Knights, you see how they're rotating the map as well. They're not slowing down with this wolf pack. But in the chaos, eUnited will find a Dezonide in transition, and that torque bow will not be at, well, the torque bow was never in the hands of PK, but it's going to still be in the hands of eUnited, and they're going to have that man advantage.
Yeah, Dezo was hiding in the shadows, trying to keep TJ in check. He expected to challenge TJ in a 1v1 up close, but he ran into 3 members from eUnited who were wolf packing out. So not the situation Dezo was looking for, and one drop shot has been used. And with eUnited having that first blood and the torque bow, things could get a bit rough, and ChaoZ is pinned. He can't go anywhere because he's going to get lancered by Powerz. Also, you got TJ with the torque bow. He's going to drop, but Powerz can't commit here, so Monkeyz might be his next target he's going to challenge.
eUnited did a great job just spreading out. They know that the Knights are going to get frantic. They tease them with a little bait, move up, think they're going to give them a fight. They back up, bring these players out of cover, cross them out. They did a good job that round, and you see we're going back and forth with the action. But now eUnited with their backs up against the wall. We'll see if they can come back and force this round 11, or if PK going to close this one out.
Side up, picture to picture. We talked about trading grounds, obviously, between Pioneers and Noble. We gave Noble the edge, at least statistically, but Pioneers does have the 2-1 lead here. And in round number 4, my lord, they're leading 169-91. So Pioneers looking to take a 3-1 lead. Noble could lose this series 3-0. Back on board to first blood coming out from Monkeyz, taking down Demise. And that's going to be a drop shot going over towards Kenny. Torque-bow, though, in Dezo's hands, and Monkeyz hits TJ. And this looks like it's going to be short-lived. And Blaze, take it away.
Woo! Woo! What a beautiful kick right there. We're going to have PK locking in map number 2.
Either way, for Pittsburgh Knights, this is probably the biggest surprise of the night for me. Again, we haven't seen these two teams play that often, especially even during the preseason. We're going to see it more, I'm sure, as EDAYS will progress. But this has been a close series, and it started on that Reactor control, 300-297 Blaze, where eUnited made a massive comeback. Pittsburgh Knights, they lock it up. But the biggest win in my book is Ephyra execution. Pittsburgh Knights, very lackluster on that yesterday, but superstars today, clearly, against eUnited, and now they are on the chopping block as we head into Vasgar.
And, you know, for me, they won Ephyra with strength in numbers, right? And if they bring that same Wolfpack strategy over here on Vasgar and implement that into their rotations, we'll see a lot of quick trip cap dominations from the Knights. Now, at the end of the day, you know, eUnited is going to be a great Vasgar team as well. It's going to be a good matchup. We'll see how they want to stop this nice momentum after these first two maps.
Right, this is the map to do it on, though. If eUnited was going to win a map, which obviously I thought it was going to be Ephyra, but it wasn't, this would be another map that I would expect them to win. We know eUnited is a fantastic Vasgar team, so let's see if they're going to make it possible. Bit of interesting start. We do see a hill going over towards Powerz, but that standoff on tank still underway. One player that I love to watch, though, from eUnited on this map, and I've been saying this since really the very beginning when TJ replaced Mental, was TJ's ability to fight the tank fight. He's so good at it.
No, he really is. And it's been one of those fights in which we've seen him come up with big plays plenty of times before in the past. Ooh, great shot from Powerz. TJ, he's going to pick up 2 over there at that tank fight after you just gassed him up. That's going to be a domination for eUnited.
That was such a slow round. I mean, it was only a minute and 5 seconds, which is very quick. But if you were, I mean, we watched the majority of it from Powerz' perspective because he was the only one really fighing until TJ popped off and got the 2-piece. So that was a round that didn't see a lot of action.
And the reason why is that both teams did a 3-1 at tank, and eUnited, they know that their opponent is waiting for them to make the first move because PK has a little bit of a height advantage plan from that swarm side. Now, Powerz, they gave it to him to make the play, as he is letting his team know that, hey, I got a good fight, I got shots, I'm probably about to win this. Or even if he's about to lose it, eUnited starts their fight at the perfect time as the Knights is waiting for something to happen on the other end. And, you know, they just win everything simultaneously, and it was a perfect engagement on both sides of the map.
This time a little bit different, though. Pittsburgh Knights will split themselves up 2-2 to be matched by eUnited. And the fight on A seems to be popping off a little bit. 7 is going to try and rotate down low. That's ChaoZ getting that off angle if he can, but he will go ahead and congeal with his teammate over on the top side, only to be stopped. And in the meantime, Pittsburgh Knights will take an opportunity to get onto B. Kenny drops. That's going to apply a ton of pressure onto Powerz in a 1v2. He's going to have to hold his ground, but it's very hard. You can't expect him to really win this unless he just pops off. But with the angle from ChaoZ, Dezo collapsing into, they're going to win that. And look at this. They also win the fight on tanks. So now the script has been flipped and Pittsburgh Knights are going for a quick domination.
And they got the pinch coming in from the back spawn, but they need to be careful, and they will by keeping Monkeyz back. He was aware of that player spawning up with multiple kills coming through with the 3v3 on the map. Demise hits a big-time shot. And there's the trade coming through for ChaoZ. Monkeyz still on the flank, and he's going to win both his battles. It should be a domination. Only Kenny alive. Some last-second flashes. Oh, they back up. They want to fight. They think they can win a 2v2 fight, but what a shot from TJ.
What a shot from TJ. Monkeyz, though, almost a better shot, but ultimately will fall.
I think PK would have won that
if they held their ground.
Yeah, they just had 2 on the hill. I don't know. Like, I think eUnited get there, but I think they get there at the last second. If anything, throw the flashes at your feet and at least play for the perfect play.
Oh, they had flashes?
Yeah, they threw 2 flashes in back road.
Oh, yeah. If they had the flashes, they should have held their ground. In my opinion.
Yeah, no, really, they should have. Like, especially if you're going to die like that.
Yeah.
Now, ultimately, it's going to be the Knights. They got still 2 hills to their name, okay? You know, they were in a good spot at that trip cab domination, and they did a good job recovering. But Kenny finds a flank on Monkeyz. And that means that it's a 2v3 down low. The Knights need to initiate this a lot sooner. Demise takes out 2. 1v1 with Powerz versus Raver. I feel like we've seen this 1v1 plenty of times before, but it's not a 1v1 anymore.
No, it's not.
TJ is joining the fight, and he's going to play for the trip cap domination.
Powerz in numbers. Powerz in number. And Monkeyz, though, will keep the game alive. Kenny, a lot of pressure onto him. 1v3, not a lot he can do there. Pittsburgh Knights keeps the round alive, and actually taking that will give them the win condition back, forcing eUnited to make a move. 20 seconds is a long time to hold on. And at this point, Pittsburgh Knights, they are satisfied with parking the bus, unless they do take down Power. Well, there's Demise already taken down 1, but he'll be traded off. So that's going to lessen the chances of eUnited getting on this hill. There it is. This is going to be a Pittsburgh Knights round. They do hold on, and they will tie it up 1-1.
All right, good round for the Knights there. Very good round for them. You know, I ain't gonna lie, it got scary for a second. And the part that was scary for me is that, you know, Monkeyz, is in a 1v1. He gets flanked by Kenny. You can tell that the entire Knights roster did not know where Kenny was because they have a 3v2 at the tank, and they did not engage until Monkeyz got flanked by Kenny. So no one assessed the numbers. Kenny was very sneaky in that round. Demise picked up 2. And after he picked up 2, I was like, man, eUnited, they got this. But the Knights, man, they came off that respawn. They held their ground, and they did a good job with that early round work.
Excellent job indeed. I'm really impressed. We got a game here. We truly do. This would be a big upset, in my opinion. You know, Pittsburgh Knights is very talented, but with how eUnited's been playing, you know, I would definitely expect Pittsburgh Knights to have a harder time. But if they 3-0, man, I mean, it's just really, it's going to open up a can of worms, a big discussion. The only thing that eUnited doesn't do right, in my opinion, is Powerz is by himself, but he has the retro. He will have the cross for with player number 4, so this might work out, but who's going to end up ahead here? It's going to be a fight of a 1v1. And Kenny ultimately wins it with this cross. So good job from him. And player 7's on the run.
And you know what? That's a beautiful strategy from eUnited. It's because if Powerz just backs up, right? They get to get their 3v2 advantage at the B hill. And then Kenny cuts mid-map, and he's going to have a clear sight line on top of his home hill. With Powerz having a retro lancer, he can hold off a 1v2 with ease. As you saw, all he had to do was get 1 down. With a retro lancer and 2 guys running upstairs, you should at least get 1 down. So eUnited won a 3v2, and then Kenny quickly made it a 2v2 fight back at the home hill. They went on both. Easy trip cap domination, and that was a great design strategy from eUnited off the initial.
Excellent design strategy. And, you know, eUnited, they're a smart team. They really are. Kenny leading the team, probably, you know, dominating the comms and just letting them know what they need to do. And it ends up paying off. This is a big, big map for eUnited to win naturally because Pittsburgh Knights lead 2-0. But more importantly, you'd expect them to win a map such as Vasgar because they're so good on it. Pittsburgh Knights, no slouches either. That shock from Kenny is going to be troublesome for Dezo.
Now, once again, both these squads, you know, kind of in a stalemate. Oh, Kenny
got he didn't even get the throw.
TJ got to hold the line. I like the flash. That brought time for the revive. Kenny immediately started looking at these stairs, but it's not enough.
He still has a shot.
TJ gets peppered up. Demise goes down. They're getting shot for free on the left by player 7 being ChaoZ. They have to hold this cover. They can't take any more free shots, but ChaoZ finds the angle in which he needs. TJ goes down next. And it's been Powerz on the other end of the map trying to force this 1v1, but he can't get through Raver. He's just being annoying on a home hill, and Powerz was just disengaged.
I got to ask you a question, Blaze. You would know better than me. And Kenny, shock in hand. He gets dropped the first time. He does get picked back up, but he's looking at 2 players from Pittsburgh Knights in front of him. Why doesn't he take the time to throw the shock? Is it because by the time he winds it up and throws it, he gets Lancer down? Was that the reason he did not opt to get the shock in his hands?
No, you know, he just jumped back into the fight as soon as he can because he had a Lancer out. TJ was getting pushed. So he just started to commence lancering right there, right? And then from there, it was just shoddy out. Let's see if we can get that kill. Just the shock never came into a factor just in his mind at the time. Definitely it could have been useful at something, but ChaoZ had a lot of pressure on his left, and PK, they played off it well. It's a difficult situation to fight out of.
Fair enough. Well, either way, eUnited trying to get back in the driver's seat, but they're struggling because Pittsburgh Knights doing such a good job. No way. Monkeyz in the 1v2 will take down Demise and also Kenny from the shadows. Powerz will get revenge. Powerz will also follow back with 2 of his own incredible plays all around. That's going to net eUnited the 2-to-1 hill advantage, and ChaoZ and Powerz will now headbutt, but ChaoZ gets the added edge, hitting Powerz with a nice shot to start off. Now he's just got to close the gap, but Powerz not making it easy, but he will get crossed. Powerz now can close the gap, and TJ is there. You got to watch out, though, for the flank. The refresh is in, and Monkeyz is going to be there. Dezonide now going to be on the other side, and now it's another 1v. But Powerz holds its ground again. He's going to pick up TJ, and Powerz will be the reason why eUnited gets the domination.
Man, it's so hard to react against that on a player like Powerz because the way his brain thinks, he knows when players are chasing him, when they're getting aggressive, right? And so he preemptively takes the shot knowing that he's getting chased, right? Like, I love the point blank revive. His teammate goes down. You know, double dodge. I'm back in there, bro. I'm just going to shoot before you. He knew a shot he was going to get. What he had to take there.
Love that play from him. Really the hero. Honestly, the hero to make that happen, because just a little bit before that, Monkeyz hit a nice two-piece, right? Took down Kenny, took down Demise, and Powerz got 12k damage done. He's dwarfing everybody. Incredible job from him. You know, you need a standout player like him. Whether it's Kenny, whether it's Demise, whether it's TJ or Powerz, nobody really cares as long as someone is popping off and they are putting a hurting on the team that you're playing against. So that's a big statement win, in my opinion, for eUnited. We're in the fresh half now, and we have a 1v on the other side. It's going to be Raver versus Powerz, and if I'm Raver, I'm a little bit worried about this, even though we've seen this fight take place time in and time out, especially in that Ephyra execution. Powerz, I mean, he's hitting shots.
Truly is. Kenny's going to get it down across map. Going to get some help from his teammate as well.
So good.
Powerz wins his 1v1 fight over here on at the E hill. And with it getting capped up, eUnited will be on their opponent's home hill. 1v1 at F, not a 1v1 anymore. The players coming off the respawn. Ooh, just at the last second, ChaoZ makes it into the hill. The Kenny, he gets back into it. Also, ChaoZ never fully decapped. So as soon as he left, eUnited, they come away with the round.
Plays such an excellent job from eUnited here on Vasgar. You know, the first couple of rounds are very close, hotly contested, but you can't deny that eUnited is playing this so well. And again, I highlight Powerz. Kenny's had his moments. TJ has done an excellent job on the tank fight. He did so off of round number 1, but Powerz in that last round to this round. Powerz in the last round, first and foremost, like I said, the reason why they get the domination, and even in the round we just witnessed in that 1v against Raver, that takes a ton of pressure off of the shoulders of eUnited, because now they don't even have to focus about the 1v on the other side. They don't have to worry about a player on the flank. They can just focus at the tasks on hand, and that's pushing Pittsburgh Knights off of your home hill. So excellent job from Powerz. You got to highlight him. Easily the MVP so far.
Now, there's going to be multiple players on the tank side of the map for the Knights. eUnited has the right numbers as well. They actually got 4 players on this side of the map. Player 6 going to end up capping the E-Hill for free. A few players of eUnited wrap around the tank. They finally take down Dezonide. The shock held them back for just a second. In the end, you know, with eUnited having the extra man there, they will ultimately win the team fight. They get both home hills locked in. And now they only have 2 lanes to cover. You know, the spawn lane of the Knights and then their spawn side as well. And that's the beauty about this setup.
Good 1 hill advantage going over towards Pittsburgh Knights. Player 6 is by himself on the opposite end. He's going to be opposite of Kenny. That 1v1 might turn into a 2v1 if he's not going to push this engagement. And in fact, that's exactly what's going to happen. Raver has no chance to make that fight his. And that's going to put the pressure on Pittsburgh Knights to hold their ground, but it doesn't matter. TJ, wonderful job.
Oh, that was a snipe from Powerz.
Well, either way, man, that was a good snipe.
It was damn good, bro. That was sick. Because TJ, he needed a prayer. Like, he does a little blind fire shot off the left of the cover. Like, you know, it looked good for a second, but, you know, Powerz had his back. Guardian Angel. But can he save him again?
Yeah. No.
He went.
DJ's gone.
He chose not to go for the shot on the down. He went for tried to go for a headshot on the player in the back. But
that's
those
a big
are 2
shot.
body shots.
That's a big shot.
wins these.
Nah.
But
that was a great shot,
the
though.
Knights, they trade shots back in cover safely, quickly. Powerz can't defend against that. In the end, it's going to be eUnited looking to get over there and get control over this E hill, but they're going to have to double back and get their home hill soon.
ChaoZ is down, 2 out of the way. eUnited fighting hard for D. It's up to player 2. He's by himself. He'll be now out of the way as, Raver and I believe that was Dezo just not allowing him to feel comfortable at all. TJ, though, with the Lancer fire, great shots overall, but is he going to be successful? Nah, not going to. Now it's up to Demise maybe to make that push, but I think he's going to go ahead and wait, pump the brakes a little bit, and then join Powerz for that push up top. But in the meantime, Dezo's not by himself. The player that he had his help fight has dipped out, and Pittsburgh Knights is going to go ahead and give up that hill and opt to play defensively on F.
I don't mind PK playing defensively here, especially with them having a lead. But, you know, when it comes down to that 1v1 fight, they're going to have to be careful. Coming back to this fight, actually, Raver says, hold up, I'm just going to rotate the map with my teammates. We'll put some pressure at D, or even just get an angle across map, home hill to home hill. That will be the winning play.
It will indeed be the winning play. There it is. Pittsburgh Knights stay alive. Pittsburgh Knights stay alive. 4-2, still a long way to go, though. Long way to go. Curious what eUnited's placement is going to be here. Might opt to go for an early disable. Wouldn't be against it, to be honest with you. Might see nades in mid. We did see that in Pro League. It was wild.
You know what? And it adds some extra weight there towards that mid lane, and that's a beautiful thing. Like, if you want, after the first initial nades get picked up, if you are able to time it right in transition as you're moving across the map from hill to hill, man, getting 2 frags trying to break your opponent's home hill or take somebody off of luggage, it helps a lot, you know, breaking some of these setups. But when you place the weapon down like that, you just have to always keep your eye on it. You cannot lose track of that timer.
All right, potential final round here. Every round's going to be the potential final round for Pittsburgh Knights, depending on how they play it. Raver once again opposite of Powerz. Powerz, though, what does he have in his inventory? So he's got the Ensign. He doesn't have the Bolt Talk, which is good, but the Ensign's going to hurt Raver. He knows it's going to be coming eventually. He's just trying to dodge it if he possibly can. Meanwhile, on the tank fight, TJ is about to have some pressure on him, and he's going to fall. That's a big win. Pittsburgh Knights looking to break through. Demise, though, is going to have the cross, and so is Kenny, and that's going to pump the brakes on those 2 players. In the meantime, though, Raver on the opposite end does win the fight. Powerz takes himself out, and Pittsburgh Knights has a great foothold here. Player 6 looking to make moves, but he needs Monkeyz and Dezo to win the tank fight, and they're not going to.
Yeah, they can't come away with it at all. They tried their best there. Now, as you're going to start to see, Kenny with a sniper on his back with his home hill locked in, he's going to have to take out some of these sight lines, meaning that these players is anchored up. Chaos won't be so much of a factor, but the cross is coming out here from Raver and them on the other end of the map. Kenny will do a good job shutting them down, but I love this angle going from home hill to home hill pretty much. From spawn to spawn, able to connect with these heads. Dezonide getting 2 downs. That's going to allow the Knights to get in and get this E-hill. Oh, hold up. TJ gets 2.
Wow. Yeah, TJ gets 2, and that's going to be E into the favor of eUnited, and Blaze the right back into it. Player 7, ChaoZ, though, looking to make some moves. He'll get the decap. That's going to give Knights a little bit more time to play with, but not very much, though. Either way, 5 and 8 are looking to collapse in onto TJ. Player 4 is going to rotate around, but he's going to be by himself because TJ's gone, but Kenny has the sniper, but the smoke is out, and Kenny's getting pressured.
Oh, Kenny's going to apply the pressure back. Knowing that he's hit some decent shots thus far, he gets the kill cleanup. Trip cap domination coming through for eUnited. Kenny with 4 shots in a snipe. He's going to look towards the center to help his teammate. Trying to see what he can do for him at the D hill. ChaoZ wins his battle, but here's the shot in his back.
This is going to be it. It might be it. eUnited fighting hard. Demise fighting even harder. Pittsburgh Knights, you got to take him down. Demise will hold his ground. And now Pittsburgh Knights on the outside looking in. That's a fantastic down and a kill. Actually get it just in the nick of time. But so much work to be done in so little time. And I think that might be all she wrote unless some miracle takes place. You got to fly through 1. You got to fly through 2. And you also got to get onto E. Plus you got to defend against Kenny, who's going to be on your flank looking to capture D, and that's going to be GG. We will, in fact, be going to a map number 4.
Woo-wee. Yes, we will. When it comes down to it, eUnited, they stay alive. They went down 0-2 against the Knights. It was some close maps, but they saying that, hey, you know what? We're looking to come back into this series. 17,000 damage for TJ, 18,000 for Powerz. Kenny has 16K of his own. eUnited, can they get the series all tied up 2-2 and send us to a map number 5? We'll find out right after this.
And welcome back, everybody, to Emergence Day Season 4 Split 1 Week 1. And what a first week to open up the new season. We've seen some great series, and this one is shaping up for a Game 5. Let's not kid ourselves. I know Colin's not here tonight, but Blaze, I know you want a Game 5. You ask for Game 5s all the time. This is probably going to be a Game 5. Okay, Control District coming up next, and eUnited is hungry for a comeback.
They are hungry for a comeback, indeed. And you know what? We manifest a lot of Game 5s, Taylor, okay? Don't forget, we got the map 9 in the grand finals, all right? So we got some of that energy as well. And you know what? This series may turn out into that. Control District is going to be a map in which both these squads are going to be very good at. And, you know, granted, historically, I may lean into the Knights' favor on this map too.
Really?
As well, yeah. Historically, I may lean into the Knights' favor for this map, but it's a new look Knights. Even though ChaoZ is a great addition to this roster, you know, eUnited, they're a great control team, and so we'll see if they can get revenge from that first control map on Regency. Well,
That's
sorry, not
interesting.
Regency, but Reactor.
Yeah, from Reactor. Yeah, it's interesting you go Pittsburgh Knights though, Blaze, because it's, you know, eUnited is also traditionally good on this map. But granted, they have but they have TJ and Demise, so it's not that same roster that was good on District, right? It still is a roster that is great on it. But either way, it comes down to teamwork. It really does, and we've seen great teamwork from both. Now, the big thing though you have to take note of, that we always have to take note of, is a big momentum shift after map 3, and that Vasgar for eUnited, especially with Powerz doing what he just did to Pittsburgh Knights. That's a big momentum shift, in my opinion. So Powerz very well could be the X factor once again heading into you know, this map here on District. And for Pittsburgh Knights, nothing is guaranteed, despite them maybe being the favorite in your mind, and they could be the favorite overall statistically too. But you got to count the momentum, and momentum is a thing in Gears. And also, that first map was 302.97, so it's really up in the air.
It truly was close with both these rosters, and you know, it came down to one final team fight on top of that twerk-born Reactor. Now, as we move on over towards District, you got to rotate early, okay? Now, one thing is about District is that, you know, this has been a control map, and it's been one of those staple maps in Gears of War 5. Since the game was dropped, we have been playing District a lot. Yep. And you know, throughout different game modes, you know, mainly Escalation and Control. And so, you know, just on that, you know, I've always leaned in favor of that Knights roster and how fast they play. And I've always loved Monkeyz as an individual on this District map also. Sure. So to me, he's going to have to be an X factor for this team if they want to come through and really come out with a victory in this series 3-1.
And if you've been watching competitive for Control, District has been there, like Blaze said, you know, since really the beginning of Gears 5 competitive, whether it be for Escalation, transferred into Control. And we've had a couple of different looks control-wise. You know, originally when it was in a rotation, you had the boom shot in mid, and then you had the ensigns to fight for in bandstand. Now you have a drop shot mid instead of a boom shot, and then you have a shock instead of the ensigns over in bandstands. The shock not as impactful as ensigns, okay? It's really not. And the shock has had an impact a couple of times, most notably actually in our round 1 series, and I forget which matchup it was, but there was a great placement that was thrown over on the second hill. You know, contest that was the Knights.
That was the Knights on District, yeah.
So even better. Maybe they know it.
That shock.
You know, maybe even better heading into this series.
Left and funneled their players and their opponents to the right. And so, but you know, they've already got some reps on this map tonight, and you know, the Knights play this one really, really well. So. And a big portion of that is their mid-map presence, and a lot of having kind of like an anchor at bandstand as well. They got Raver plays that position so well. And you think about when we're thinking about Escalation Gears of War, when we're playing District, Raver in the bandstand, don't mess with him. You know, the Knights put a lot of weapons down there to win that map.
That's right.
So even though Control's a different game mode, that entire terrain is a hot spot for him when we play Control. So when it comes down to bandstand, arcade, hotel, those 3 hills, those are like money hills for the night.
Yeah, money hills indeed, and they should be, you know, but that's where eUnited can capitalize. If you know that, I'm sure eUnited knows that. Kenny absolutely has to know that. I know he's always watching, whether it be EDAYS or if he's not playing, I know he's watching, taking notes, studying the competition, and it's not even counting the scrims, you know, well, depending on what Powerz tweeted, but it's not even, you know, depending on the scrims that they go through. But hey, I'm going to enjoy this. I really am.
I saw the tweet, like, because he put the dark mode in there, it's got to be sarcasm. They probably played more than anybody throughout the Challenger series, throughout all these weeks to get ready, you know, for you know, for
they 100% practice. Like even if they didn't scrim, they were still playing for the past month.
Also, I don't give that to praise. Like anyone who want to brag on Twitter about like how you win games and you don't practice, I think you lame. Hey, you just got to be honest.
I didn't say it, but I don't disagree.
I say it. I think you lame, bro.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Duo. I agree.
Don't do that to the competitiveness.
Well, because you take away from it. Well, I don't know how deep we want to go with it, but either way, I agree with you, Blaze. I really do, and I thought a lot about it. I really did. As funny as it was, you know, there are some negatives that do come along with a statement like that, and you also dig a hole if you do get beat, like eUnited did earlier. Good start, though, for eUnited. They get the first initial points. Dezo gets a kill, but it's not going to be enough to answer anything back because Powerz is there to shut him down. The drop shot did go to the way of Demise, and I don't think he's used it yet, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, though, for eUnited, sitting pretty. They're going to have a good lead.
Now Demise tucked in his corner. He still has one drop shot to use. Raver is going to be first on his hit list. But he got to wait to Raver to shimmy over to the left before he shoots that drop. In the end, PK, they got a little bit more confidence in this fight, especially now with Dezonide picking up a kill and info. After that drop was shot, eUnited tried to make the first move there. Now, PK currently feeling comfortable moving in, but it's 15 seconds left on his heal. eUnited can rotate out, play for the kills on the outside.
They definitely can. And are they going to be able to do that? Yes, they will. 50-3, a great start, and made even better with Powerz already at the new hill. He's going to go into it, though, because you expect him to be at the forefront, the tip of your spear for eUnited. Pittsburgh Knights will have some presence down low, but I'm loving the setup from eUnited. And most importantly, because of player 8, Kenny is going to have the cross. Powerz has to back up, but I think the presence from eUnited, the way that they're setting up, they're going to make the life very difficult for Pittsburgh Knights if they do not adjust here.
I love this angle from Powerz, trying to help his teammate out across the other end of the map. Now Kenny and Powerz 2v2 on his heel. It's going to be up to player 6 to really find an opening there towards the middle, just to even just split up the numbers of PK. That's going to shift Monkeyz over, and because he was marked, Powerz knows that it's only one player down low. Him and Kenny work together. Now they're collecting on points, and they get to work together with the rest of the squad to clean up the remaining kills.
There it is. eUnited, like I said, I like their defensive setup. I really do. You mentioned across from Powerz, TJ also on the flank. A lot went right there. And Pittsburgh Knights, it's hard to adjust to that. It really is. So eUnited's lead will continue to grow. They're on that revenge tour. They started this series off 2-0 at a deficit after losing Reactor and Execution. But once Powerz was hitting those shots on Vasgar Escalation, things were starting to look up. But will there be a transitional point at some point for Pittsburgh Knights? Well, maybe. That's a great series of eliminations. Now you just got to get through player number 5, Powerz, who is still at the hill.
Yeah, he's going to stay there. He's going to stay there as long as he wants. Collects on the rest of the time, but now it is time to move. They're going to have about 10 seconds of scrap time to rotate. This is also a good amount of time to see if you can force this drop shot out now by Monkeyz. Reduce the amount of time in which they can hold this setup if they do get some good kills with the drop.
Monkeyz, good snub shots. Giving that pressure up on the TJ. New hill is going to be at play. And TJ...
close to use the drop.
He did pull it out, though, as soon as you said that. I'm like, huh.
Well, because TJ got to take his own life at this point.
Right.
He's using the drop for Kenny.
He's not a threat anymore. He's down. So Monkeyz still has the drop and an opportunity to use it. Hold on to it. This could be a turning point for Pittsburgh Knights to retake that lead for themselves. You can tell eUnited wolfpacking in through green. They're going to try and overwhelm the spawn side of things. And oh my, the perfect timing for TJ, or for Monkeyz, excuse me, taking down TJ and Demise. Kenny, not a leg to stand on. He was banking that TJ and Demise on the opposite end would get that breakthrough. But with that drop shot taken him out, Kenny had no choice. He was already pushing in. You can't deviate from that. Great hold from Pittsburgh Knights.
Now PK, they'll get back into this map with this hold. The next hill is going to go down low towards Bandstand, and this is where I kind of gas Raver up a bit. If the Knights, if not the Knights, if eUnited gets this hold first, I'm going to be looking at Raver to see what type of plays he's going to make to be able to break it. He gets some help from Monkeyz. They'll be able to catch Powerz off guard. Monkeyz does have the flash to utilize if he wants to, but instead him and Raver are going to take this angle wide. They'll be contesting this fight in just a bit, but with 15 seconds left on old, there's still a lot of time before this fight really needs to break out. If the fight breaks out too soon, you may lose that advantage on getting that early time on the hill.
A lot of fights taking place here. You got the mid fight with Monkeyz. He's trying to get whoever he can. You got ChaoZ opposite of Kenny, and he's going to win that fight. So now he can go up and get an angle on player 6, which is going to help player 4, because player 4, Monkeyz, is on the opposite side. So Demise is about to get pinched, and he's now going to fall. And see, that's the thing, right? As soon as Kenny falls, now all of a sudden there's a weak point. Pittsburgh Knights, they're going to take advantage of that. And they're doing a great job now utilizing their numbers and angles to get each and every member from eUnited who's a solo, who's by themselves, who wasn't in a danger spot because their back was being covered. But once that back is exposed and they get taken down, you're in trouble. Pittsburgh Knights have roared back off that early deficit, and they will now recover the lead.
And now they're just going to relax down low at Bandstand. They got marks on their opponent. They know exactly where the Knights is coming from. Sorry, where eUnited is coming from. Now, eUnited, they're going to send 2 players on each side of the spawn and try to get the pinch here. The Knights are doing a great job defending it, but you have to have a player go towards mid-map, and so they shift Kenny over. He's going to have a 1v1 fight in that lane, but as the fight breaks out, PK, they're going to be the first team to go down. Monkeyz evens the numbers. He cuts back into the fight, 1v1 in 3 different lanes, but Dezonide wins his battle. Monkeyz will win his as well, and Raver just waits for help as they will win another successful team fight. The Knights can collect on this scrap, but also they have to rotate towards the spawn. Player 2, it's going to be ChaoZ versus Powerz. ChaoZ gets him. Powerz isn't cleaned up from that long-range Lancer fire, but the help doesn't come in time, and eUnited should be able to get set up around Pergola.
Well, they're going to try to at least. Raver falls. That's great. Now mid-control in the hands of eUnited. TJ can go ahead and rotate out if he possibly can. He will, and he's going to be able to call out numbers now. That's the important thing, is where's Pittsburgh Knights going to rotate to? Well, TJ's going to catch a glimpse of a couple of them. Now he can call out where eUnited needs to focus their attention, and that's going to be right in front where ChaoZ and Monkeyz are currently at. So Pittsburgh Knights, the cat's out of the bag. eUnited knows where they're going to be pushing at. Now it's up to Pittsburgh Knights to kind of brute force their way in. Fight, though, it seems in mid, and I guess that's for the fresh drop shot, if I'm not mistaken. So with Kenny dropping, now you still got to focus on the 3 from eUnited who's in the hill.
Raver has a wonderful angle. He's going to force these players into the spawn. As the Knights, they're anchored all around there. So he's pushing them right into a trap. ChaoZ, he cleans up the kill with the squad, and that new drop shot gets picked up as the team fight is won. The Knights collect on whatever time they can get, you know, drain that hill dry, but then get ready to rotate towards that spawn and defend against Hotel.
150 to 114.
In a great position, Taylor. Like, if eUnited does not get at least 2 off this drop, they need to make great use of it to try to move these spawns around a bit. And with PK still picking up kills in multiple different spots, eUnited, they're desperate for a drop kill now.
Desperate for a drop kill indeed. Kenny's got a line just there it is. Without even an explosion, just instantly takes him out. Great job, but still the job not done. Monkeyz has to push in. Monkeyz is getting peppered. Monkeyz up close. Kenny now has to back away. Monkeyz had his chance, let it slip, but it was a good fight regardless. Kenny will have the shock whenever he decides to go ahead and pick it up. Powerz battling desperately through this choke point as Pittsburgh Knights looking to break in. He's going to have to back up, throw out the flash, create the distance, and each member from Pittsburgh Knights decides to drop off. eUnited might have a great hold here.
Oh, TJ ran through multiple players in that smoke, and it wasn't a good read. If he gets taken out, and the Knights actually break through the spawn. So I feel like TJ probably should have just had his Lancer out, shoot the smoke, continue to back up. You don't have to always clean up that kill with your shotty. That shot grenade, though, should stop these players from sitting at the end of the stairs, keeping that hill decapped, and eUnited will collect them a lot of time. And I do believe that they're in a great position to take the lead back with this hill, especially if Powerz can get the kills in the spawn. He will not. And at this moment, all the players of the Knights are about to try to rush into this hill, get the kills, or at least keep it neutral so they can have this 1-point lead.
Yes, it is. And it is a 1-point lead. That's how close it really is. And would you expect anything less, especially if you've been watching from the start of the series? That Reactor finishes 300 and 297. This could very well end the same exact way. Both teams spread out pretty much equally, you know, 1 for 1 if you were to take a straight line and just cut it down the middle. But either way, Kenny will be challenged by player 4, Monkeyz, and he holds his ground. So a couple more points will go to the way of eUnited. They'll break that 1 point. They take the lead, but just narrowly. We're going back to the start. And ChaoZ has been set up for quite some time, but it's going to be a hard hold for him. He needs help and soon.
Nope. Yeah, help didn't come soon enough. Powerz just too quick on the hunt. eUnited with that 2-man advantage on the map. The transition to Cinemas came through. They're about to have like a 3v1 against Monkeyz because he's not going to be able to get out in time. The fact that he even gets 1 is impressive as he was getting pinched from multiple players. eUnited collecting on points, but they're getting pressed from multiple different sides. This map's very, you know, off. It's not off balance, but both teams fighting for control. And with these few kills coming through, eUnited should have control now. And they have a clear sense of where PK is probably about to spawn. Well, not yet. Player 8 didn't see the spawn just yet. But they're about to know soon. eUnited is still looking at the wrong side of the map, and they're going to get shot in their back.
Shot in the back, 2 are down. That's player 8 also bleeding out. That's Kenny. 7, though, trying to make amends for it. And he'll get onto the back of player 4, but 4 turns around. That was Monkeyz. Great read, sending Powerz, hightailing it out. The last couple of points should go over to the way of Pittsburgh Knights, but Powerz is holding his ground to his credit. He eventually falls, but he was there for quite some time, making a big impact. We transfer over to the next hill, and Dezo is looking to make a play here on TJ.
Come on,
a play indeed. He'll get the shot grenade just in time, especially going towards our kill, going towards arcade, and those are 2 clean kills that Dezonide just picked up. He's going to have that shot grenade to maximize his squad's time. He's going to get it right where it needs to be. Blocks off the stairs a bit, finds himself another kill. Dezonide, he has brought his team enough time to get themselves in position and get back over to help.
Great shock once again. You know, I asked you, I said, Pittsburgh Knights, were they the team that did it in round 1 with the shock on that angle? And, well, there's the second time. Case in point, they just know their angles, and they do it so well. I haven't seen the shock utilized very well, I'm going to be honest with you, throughout Pro League since its addition, right, from Incense to shock. But Pittsburgh Knights, they're kind of leading the curve here. I like it. I really do. This point, drop shot in the hands of Demise. Pittsburgh Knights with hill control. Forces the issue onto Powerz, but Powerz not backing down, and in fact, he's pushing forward, and he's going to pick up 2, and eUnited get some points.
The shot grenade, it doesn't hold as much weight as the incendiary grenades like we had in our old layout with incendiary boom, but it's still so useful on these bottom 3 hills, blocking people away from these stairs, going to the bandstand, the stairs going towards the hills at hotel and arcade. It's very useful, and if you get a spawn down there, it can transition up top to block these doors. It'd be great, but these players won't stop to go out their way for it, where they could just, you know, have a lance round to fight. And yeah, because if it was the 2 incendiary grenades, I'd be like, hey guys, hold up. I got to grab these 2 nades to bring them to the fight. But I'm not going to hold the team up at all times for the shot grenade.
No, it's just not as impactful, is it? The Incense were a must grab, but the shock, you know, it is valuable. You know, again, I was highlighting it from that Pittsburgh Knights use, and in fact, TJ is going to use it here, and it's going to be good for separating Dezo, but it's not an Incense.
But you know what? It's that shock keeps Dezo out that power position, holding her right hand with his Lancer. It keeps all the members of the Knights to the left side of the map, where eUnited can get their best advantage, but they got to account for Monkeyz, because that's a clean flank, right?
That's huge.
Like the Lancer, the pistol, that's a lot of damage being put out by Monkeyz, and it just stops the eUnited push in its tracks.
Yeah, great job indeed. Oh, this is also Powerz. We've seen him get blindsided before for the shock. It's going to happen once again. This time he's trying to lock in green, so not going to get very far there. Great output from ChaoZ. You know, when we talk about District, and Colin was the first one to say it, it's a team-oriented map, and teamwork really makes the dream work. The big thing, the angles are critical here, because there's so many different key points where you can just lancer out, output that damage. We've seen Monkeyz do it from mid. We've just seen ChaoZ do it from the green window. Either way, you master your angles, you master your team fire, you master your Lancer fire and snub fire, you're going to have a great time. eUnited's going to get the rest of the scrap time. It's going to be valuable for sure. Pittsburgh Knights, though, are looking to gain a foothold on the next hill, and Monkeyz is just doing an exceptional job doing so, but his time will be cut short. But Raver, does he get out? He doesn't have help either. No one's going to get the pickup, I don't think.
Back on a drop shot. That's the most important thing for him. His opponent can't get it. Dezonide will find one, can't find a second, but this will be a 2v2 fight momentarily for control over the hill. 2v2 fight is going to happen mid-map also. As the hill transition, the Knights, they're going to post up at Fountain and try to pinch out eUnited, get a flank through the spawn. I like this play too, because the next hill is going to be towards Pergola, so lock down this side of the map if you can. But with that down happening in the back spawn, eUnited has a clear 4v3 around the hill. They're going to use their numbers very well, but that evened the odds.
Yeah.
That kill isn't picked up just yet. Kenny is still down, but it's a 3v3. The Knights get back into the hill. Kenny takes his own life. And that's going to be 3 kills in quick succession for the Knights. Demise goes down, and they have fought their way back into this. They're staying in this map.
They are staying in the map. Not enough time, though, for Pittsburgh Knights to win. And in fact, if they got every point, it would put them at 299. So we will see a rotation potentially. Make no mistake, eUnited 7 points away. They can still win. But you notice on the map, they've rotated off Blaze. They'll give Pittsburgh Knights those points. eUnited knows how close this is going to end, and they know this final hill is everything.
Yeah, the way eUnited was shifting around. If PK, they're going to get the shot grenade. Yeah, I like that. Yo, that one player of eUnited was like, yo, you don't want these 7? I'll take these 7.
Yeah.
But why did Powerz do that? It was a dumb move. And you're about to find out why. It's the late game. The Knights have numbers. Powerz going down is going to give PK the opportunity to make a play that they need. Now, Dezonide did lose his life toward the mid-map, and he had the shot grenade. What looked like it was going to be a blunder. Actually, it was not. We're going to the map 5. eUnited, they'll take it in the end. I thought with Powerz falling first that PK was going to have the numbers. In the end, it didn't make a difference.
It didn't.
He's had a fantastic effort. 21,000 damage for the L. He's going to have to show that same effort in map number 5.
Going to tomb execution, but just to go back to that point, Powerz, you know, he makes the attempt, but either way, it was no harm, no foul, because you had eUnited already 3 strong inside the hill. They already knew where Monkeyz was. Monkeyz was over in the corner. They knew where 2 other members from Pittsburgh Knights were currently at. So when you account for, obviously, the hill, it was blue at the time. Pittsburgh Knights clearly inside that hill. So at that point, even though Powerz dies there, it's still a 3v3 for the hill, and Pittsburgh Knights have to clear a pretty large ground or pretty large terrain right in front of them, where they're getting Lancer down and peppered out, and ultimately they just couldn't get a touch. It was a hard angle for them to go at, and Pittsburgh Knights did exactly what they needed to do. They needed to stay on the hill and get every single point possible to make that last hill even more competitive, but eUnited did a great job rotating off. It takes a lot to rotate off a hill like that with the scoreline being that close, understanding that, look, Pittsburgh Knights could be at 299. Like, that's scary to think of, but they also understood either way we have to play for this next hill, so let's go ahead and set up for it and better our chances of winning.
And, you know, that was the right play from eUnited. And I'm going to have to look at it on the rebroadcast, but, you know, Powerz rush mid, he goes down. Dezonide doesn't get revived. He has the shot grenade. He doesn't get back into the fight. I want to say he bled out down at the bottom portion of the map. It felt like PK thought, you're too far away in this moment for you to get revived. You know, you shouldn't have went down. You got to play forward towards the hill. It was a hard fought effort there for the Knights. Right. But I love that win there by eUnited, and I like that we're going to a map 5.
And I also like that we've had 2 incredibly insane control maps. You know, start Reactor, 3 points separate the 2. And I didn't get the final score on that last one. Here it is, actually 300 to 289. So another close map. I mean, this has been a wonderful series. The only outlier is Escalation Vasgar that ended 5-2. But aside from that, it has been incredibly closely contested and competitive. But I don't know what it is about adding in these game modes. You know, we've seen so many times a team, like in this example, right, Pittsburgh Knights leading 2-0. But teams always find a way to find that momentum after that escalation. And again, I highlight Powerz, Blaze. Powerz on Escalation Vasgar was incredible. Momentum shifted absolutely over towards eUnited. Kenny was playing very well. TJ had his moments, but Powerz took the cake there, and in fact, he was the MVP. Even though it's 300 to 289 on control, eUnited, you got to give them credit. They came into that map with a ton of momentum, and even though it was very close, they made a lot of great plays. And I like that they're making plays like that, because you know who's leading the charge? It's Kenny making that rotation call, and Kenny is doing a great job being an IGO, and that's what you expect them to do.
Yeah, no, definitely doing a good job inputting on those call-outs there with the squad. eUnited, they played it great there in the late game. You know, when you have that lead, it takes some pressure off your shoulders, gives you a little bit of time to be able to set up better for team fights and retakes, and to really put yourself, rotate early for some good defensive setups. And eUnited played that little bit of cushion in which they had very well throughout the map, even when the Knights was making some great plays on those last 2 to 3 hills to make the comeback. In the end, United stayed composed. They locked in map number 4. But as we head on over towards tomb execution, it's honestly anybody's game.
It really is, man. It really is at this point, because, you know, both teams are pretty exceptional on this map.
Yeah,
you got some key players. Obviously, Monkeyz is going to do his thing. I'm really looking at Raver, though, who has done quite a bit. Not as impactful on Ephyra, but, you know, going to be very impactful, I'd have to assume, on Tomb, because he's going to have more help. It's not as isolated of a 1v1 as it is on Ephyra Tomb. Yeah. So with him having help and being able to, you know, maybe get out those assists is going to be great. Plus, you got to understand that Monkeyz typically, in a weird way, plays an assist player on Ephyra. Even in that Pro League matchup I was watching.
He's like an assist player on every map.
Well, he does, but it's like I also like whenever he's getting up in your face. And with ChaoZ being on the roster, he's had more of an opportunity to do so. So I think Monkeyz is going to have more of an opportunity to be an in-your-face player here on Tomb. At least I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, he will be able to in his lane. You know, one thing is about Monkey is that, you know, his first thought is what can he do for his teammates before it's what does he have to do. And when his teammates fall, then you'll see Monkey kind of take the reins and make some big plays, get some kills, and he's all over the map and he has some great positioning. Super smart player. You know, but for the most part, you know, outside Monkey's gonna shine mostly in those respawn game modes. You know, he's gonna be in a position to support the squad, but he also knows when the front line starts to drop, he gets to get into the action and he gets to show what he's made out of. That's why he was one of the best escalation players we ever had. You know, that was respawn game mode. He's constantly in those positions to get the kills and shine. But when it comes down towards, you know, the execution game modes, you know, he's going to let the rest of his squad, Dezo and ChaoZ and Raver, really take the shine there. But if he's left last alive, that's when he's ready to shine again.
Well, we're going to see if he's going to shine tonight. He's going to have to. A lot weighing on this final map. Obviously, a grand final spot. But just to reiterate, guys, this isn't just a normal EDAYS. No, it's not. In fact, this is going to be a reoccurring series. EDAYS has been a reoccurring series, but more so now, right? This is a fresh start, a fresh season, but most importantly, we're now accumulating points. So 4 weeks, well, it's going to be a total of 5 weeks, but 4 weeks to gather points. Top 8 after those 4 weeks will compete in Split 1 Grand Finals for a $3,000 prize pool. So that's a lot of money on the line. No longer are you just playing for 500, right? Now you are also playing for the end goal of 3,000 at the very end and points. And Grand Finals net you 2 points instead of the 1 point for being finished off in semifinals, and winning the entire EDAYS nets you 4 points. So now you are playing for a purpose. You're playing for a goal, and you got to be playing hard. And I absolutely think that's why we've seen so many great matches tonight, even if they've ended in 3-0. It's been a great night in general, but Tomb execution is going to be explosive. I can't wait for it. And I don't know who's going to end up ahead. I don't, but chat, let us know. In fact, channel points are being distributed, and I have none to give. I don't.
Hey, you know, I actually, yeah, I have none to give either. Dang.
What? You're broke too? How much you got?
At 0. I'm looking. Well, actually, no, I'm not signed in. I just realized that I'm not signed in. I'm like, dang, I got 0 too. Not logged in. But I think I got like 50K, 100K on a UMG site. You know, I've been waiting for them to stack up. You know, I ain't good with gambling the channel points. I need to go all in on one of these squads. You know, one of these EDAYS I will, especially since we're seeing a lot more effort since we got some more money being put down on EDAYS, and we have, you know, kind of gave it a tournament structure. So I love that. I love that about it. And yeah, so I'll be gambling a few channel points, and we know we're building up our channel points on the Xbox Twitch channel as well now.
Yeah,
so I got a fresh start.
I haven't bet yet, and I'm happy for that. With all the upsets, I would have already been broke. So I've been holding off, so you know everything's playing out, so I can make educated picks. And we're going to take a quick break, though. Grand Final is going to be a lot of fun, and Map 5 will decide it all. It's going to be Tomb execution. We'll be right back after this break. And welcome back, everybody, to Season 4 of Emergence Day, Split 1, Week 1. I'm Taylor Flexion Double, joined by Guy Blaze. Short little break, still on the time torch cam. Hopefully, we'll be starting very shortly. You know, it is a tense moment. It's been a long series, so I don't blame the guys, per se, for taking a little bit of extra time getting ready, because going into this 5th and final map, you better be ready.
Yeah, they better be ready. Let's get into it. You know, you don't want the thumbs to get cold. Heading into the map number 5, all right? Yeah, you know, get hydrated, you know, quick bathroom break, lock it in, keep the comms fresh, and get into it once again, especially coming off an epic control like that. You know, for me, I'm always like, yo, just start it up again. I don't like the waiting in between maps, you know? Like, once I got a flow, I'm trying to stay in there with my flow. But, you know, some squads, you know, after they take L's, they got to do a lap, walk around, you know, try to ice their opponent. They got to talk it out. Let the dogs out, go eat dinner, call a girl. Like, it's a lot that our players doing between maps. just lock it in. Let's go to the next map. Come on.
Well, like you said, take an L. Well, the team we're waiting on is the team that took a W, and that's eUnited. So hopefully they'll be ready to go very soon. Demise, don't know what you're doing, but brother, we do miss you. Come on back, man, because we're ready to play. We're ready to get the party started so we can see who's going to end up in grand finals, where Pioneers is patiently waiting, you know, patiently. I'm sure they're out there shooting bots, though. Let's not kid ourselves. Pioneers, after winning the Summer Major, literally after winning the Summer Major, was already playing the game again. Like, they're just... they love the game, man. They're just crazy about it.
You know, they stay into it, you know. And you know, I want to say Astro Battle starts back up this Friday, so
okay,
we'll be seeing a sales and handles going there and try to, you know, get another title and stay back on top and get that bag every week, because that's what it is. Hell, it's $1,000. Okay, you win Astro Battle, that's a whole stack right there, 500 each one of your pockets.
It's pretty good.
That's like yeah, that's like Uber Eats money for the week. Well, granted, that's a lot
for the
of money.
week, how much you dropping on Uber Eats, man?
Hey, you know, some days, you know, I be feeling lazy and hungry, and I'm like, yo, 60 easily. But you know, Uber Eats is like a $25 to $35 mission. You know, you go into it.
It really is.
Yeah,
and you better be tipping. You know, you got to tip.
Too.
You got to tip.
Lunch, and you got to tip.
And you got to tip. You got to give them the respect, because, you know, they're out there grinding. Had fried Oreos yesterday. It was so good, but so bad. I also had an Oreo shake. Yesterday was a bad day for me. I had an Oreo shake, fried Oreos, onion rings.
Yeah, damn, you had some good food.
Man, I had some great food. But today, I basically had nothing, which isn't good either. So,
you know, for me, like the last time that when it came down to be ordered food, I was upset. Somebody dropped me off somebody else's order, and I was so excited for what I got. And it's not like from what I ordered to what somebody else ordered was like night and day. I'm like, you about to drop this crap off with me.
Yeah, you order McDonald's, you get Burger King. It's like, what? I don't want Burger King. I want McDonald's. Crazy.
If I order a Pepsi and you give me a Coke, I ordered a Pepsi for a reason.
If you order, you know, what is it? Dr. Pepper. You don't want Dr. Thunder. It's just not the same.
Okay? You don't want Dr. Pibb. You know,
if you order Gatorade, you don't want Quench. Okay.
And
if you want bottled water, you don't want tap water. You want what you want. Okay, yeah, I don't know if you know that video.
I want what I paid for. I've not seen that video.
It's a really funny video. I'm gonna have to send that over to you. So I don't know if anybody knows that video, but if you do, shout out to you. But hey, I want a match to start, and it looks like all 8 players are in the lobby ready to go. So hopefully it's going to be a pretty good time. Worst, by the way, just to reiterate, worst DoorDash experience ever had.
Yeah.
Ordered this food. I'm so pumped up. I'm excited. It's going to be a great time. I'm about to pig out. Guys, whoever it is goes and delivers the food to the doorstep, takes his blurry picture. I'm like, that's not my doorstep. Like,
yeah.
Oh, wait, and I call. I'm desperately calling. I'm texting. Yo, man, it's at the wrong house. Had to get my money back. Never got my food.
I actually, that happened to me when I moved in my last location and actually went hunting for it. I went from door to door. I went 3rd floor every apartment. I just went every single one. I was like, all right. I went up so many stairs. I eventually found it at somebody's doorstep. I did.
Did you? Good for you.
Yep, I got it. And I think I actually went for the refund too. I got my refund as well.
Oh, you're listen, big brain plays. That's Galaxy Brain. 5
my refund. Yeah.
That is fantastic. Big wins from Blaze. Come on, man. Not taking L's. We only take W's.
You got a workout too.
Hey, you got it all. You burned calories. You earned the food. You got the food. You got the money back. What else would have been better? I don't know.
This map 5?
Yeah, this definitely would have been better, man. This map 5 would have been incredible. Last time I was looking at this map 5 with the technical pause, or at least taking our time, I had calling for story time. I don't have that anymore.
Nah, you don't. Well, you do got story time with me. It's just that, like, for me, it's a different type of story time. Like
with Colin, story time.
With Colin, you get story time on lore.
Yeah.
With me, you can get story time on events. You know, like
okay.
I have a different type of Gears history. You just got to tap into that.
That's true. I do. You know, I haven't really tried to tap into that Gears history.
Different type of Gears history. You know, when it comes down to LAN events, I went to all but one, and only because I wasn't invited.
Oh, who doesn't invite Blaze? When was this?
I got 9th, and only 8 teams can go.
So it's not okay. So you didn't earn the spot. It's not like you didn't get invited.
Yeah, I didn't earn the spot. So, yeah,
it's okay, but you make it sound like they're checking people off the list. Hey, you gonna invite Blaze? Nah, I don't want him there. That's what you made it sound like. I was feeling bad.
Yeah, I did make it sound like that, but it was just that we didn't qualify. And I ain't no spectator. I don't go to events to spectate. I go to compete.
I'll be honest with you. I'm exactly the same way. I
don't go for fun. I go to make a check and have a good time.
I have never been the person to go to an event and not be working it. I really thoroughly enjoy going to events and working them as opposed to going there as a spectator.
Oh yeah,
you know,
100%.
I don't even really spectate, except the LCS finals, but I don't really spectate even on Twitch that much. I just love working events, you know, just staying in it, casting. But hey, finally, we are ready to go. Map number 5 to decide it all. eUnited versus Pittsburgh Knights. eUnited's won the past 2 maps. You got to say they have the momentum here, but will they have the momentum to close this out? We'll definitely find out. TJ is ready to go.
He makes his way inside the underpass. Dezonide, he's looking for an opportunity on Kenny. He's going to get that opportunity soon. Oh, a trade comes in between TJ and Raver. That makes Demise. Everyone's going to be in front of him. He needs to be careful how he engages because the Knight says, yo, get the guy behind us. Let's take it to 2v1. Let's not get pinched. And they assess the play properly to the point where it's Powerz by himself. But since he had the torque boat, he makes it a 1v1. Dezonide does not want to let him disengage. And Powerz has no plans of running.
All right, Powerz, hey, no plans of running indeed. And again, he's had that momentum. He's been an incredible player since Vasgar. And, you know, Powerz is really trying to hold it down for the team. And that torque bow made it happen. You know, Dezo opposite of him. Powerz, rope-a-dope. There it is. And that, again, just like that play on Vasgar that he had, that 1v2 clutch it means so much. It's not just a round win, it's a momentum win.
Now, TJ and Raver, this is going to be a crazy battle throughout the entirety of this map. Both of them going back and forth. Raver utilizes the shock grenade to flush him out. That starts the fight. TJ, he just shimmying. Oh, walks up. Beautifully timed. Gave Raver just enough wiggle room, right? To come off that cover and give TJ an opening. So good job to him. Powerz hasn't died on this map just yet. 4 kills for him in the first 2 rounds. He's putting a lot of work in down low with the torque bow.
All right, torque bow, like you said, a lot of work with that. Big plays coming out from him. Not a death to his name with 4 kills. We'll go ahead and continue on and see if Pittsburgh Knights have an answer. It's easy for one team to get carried away. And right now, eUnited is getting carried away. ChaoZ looking to make that move onto the torque bow, but looks like he's going to be challenged by honestly, Powerz might be waiting for him to go for it, but it's going to be a missed shock, or excuse me, a missed stun. And Powerz pushes up, and that standoff will continue. 2v3, Pittsburgh Knights has the man advantage.
TJ lost his opportunity to pick up that power weapon. He'll be by himself. He knows not much he can do. Getting surrounded from 2 different sides, and the Knights will finally get themselves on the board. And they came down from picking up that I won't say was the first blood mid-map against Demise, forced them into Kenny, and then they were able to pinch the ends on the other 2 players. So good job to them there. Let's see if they can, well, let's see where they're going to find their first blood going into the next round. So far, the Knights have had all the first bloods, but they only got 1 of the rounds.
Yep, there it is. 2-1. Pittsburgh Knights fighting back into Latin America, wanting them to win this. This would be a big win because, again, they haven't played each other too much. I like this bit of an ego battle between Powerz and ChaoZ. Who's going to move first? Who's going to take the most damage? Well, meanwhile, in mid, there's so much bloodshed, and Pittsburgh Knights will end up ahead 4v2. Make that potentially a 2v2 as TJ will take down Monkeyz. So this makes this 1v that much more impactful. Powerz looking like he's trying to make some moves, but ChaoZ ultimately wins it. He's back into the fight. TJ by himself.
Running for that sniper. Will he get it in time? Yeah, that tree is going to block. Oh! He caught him. Wow. Like, because from what I was looking, I was like, yeah, the tree has him, no problem. But I think he pre-fired the left of the tree just in case for the route. And when TJ slid into the cover, he got hit. That was the only thing that made sense to me. Thank you. Well, yeah, the tree. Yeah, he pre-fired the cover, and TJ slid into it.
It was that tree. As soon as you said that tree, you knew it kind of all came together. It was the final piece of the puzzle, the tree. I'm trying to make a stupid joke. I'm going to be honest with you.
Like, sniper pickup. I'm like, yeah, free snipe pickup, no problem. But he didn't know exactly where the bow was. TJ, he's going to plant himself inside, get some nice angles here towards the Pittsburgh Knights members here in the middle. Got the down on Dezonide. That's going to cause commotion. That forces Raver into a difficult fight. TJ wins it. A little help from Demise as well.
Right. So on the bottom end of the side, give credit to Powerz, who takes down ChaoZ, wins the torque bow for himself, and TJ also getting the snipe. Literally everything going to the way of eUnited. Plus, you got the damage on Dezo. He's down. And Monkeyz, I don't know how you want to go out, brother, but you got to start thinking about it now.
He's gonna have to just walk up for one. They won't allow it to happen. I love the placement of the torque bow. Just put one on the ground, get some splash damage on him, take out any route in which he tries to escape from. Hit your shots. eUnited 3 rounds away from taking this map 5 and going to the grand finals against the Pioneers, as they have been patiently waiting, studying, watching, hanging out with everybody, probably in the chat goofing off.
3-2. Mid fight's been so impactful here. Oh, that smoke's out. Dezo's not marked. Neither is Kenny. So curious how that one's going to unfold. Demise dropping is a big drop, though. eUnited might be in trouble here, but Pittsburgh Knights, they do get first blooded. Powerz has the torque bow. He's being pressured. He's gone, and Pittsburgh Knights will flip the script. TJ on the ground. Kenny, though, able to bring it to a 2v2. Very aggressive push from Dezo. He'll at least take one meat shield in hand, and TJ's down. That was such a big push from Dezo, Blaze.
It really was, and he called 2 players out with Lancers. It came down to you just hitting your blind fire Lancer shots. And TJ, I feel like Kenny got a lot of good damage in, but EJ has to be able to shoot back. Like both of them, Dezonide navigated between 2 until he gets the meat shield. At that point, he won the fight.
Great job from Dezo, taking matters into his own hands. And well, that's going to be an impactful round because Pittsburgh Knights now will tie it up 3-3. What are the first bloods looking like? Dezo has 2 of them.
I think PK got like, yeah, they got all but 2. Okay.
4 of them, which, you know, is great for eUnited even more so. I think, you know, the fact that it's tied up 3-3, but oh, here we go. Is trouble starting? Dezo with the snipe again. Man advantage to Pittsburgh Knights. Powerz with the torque, though. An opportunity to bring it to a 2v2, and that's splash damage.
All right, now Powerz going to have about 4 torque bows to work with. Snipe's going to be in the hands of Dezonide. PK, they're set up top. They're going to have those frag grenades and a shot grenade. Actually, they got 2 shot grenades and a frag grenade and a sniper. They have everything to work with. This eUnited has to slowly clear these corners, force their opponent to use their utility while they still got time on the clock. And they can do this on both sides. They just need not get headshotted.
Which... everybody always worried about that headshot, aren't they? Kenny.
Oh, Raver,
like
he messed himself up.
But he's still alive, though. He's still alive. He's coming back.
He almost gave up a fight.
But Raver's coming back, though. He wants more.
Yeah, he's keeping Kenny occupied, staying at a safe distance, not fully being scared of the fight, but just dictating it long enough for his team to keep the advantages in their favor. So saw the 2v1 on the opposite end, and it turned into a 3v1. Good job there to PK, staying composed in that tight round. That was another first blood they walked away with. They got 5 out of these last 8 rounds. Actually, I think they got 6 out of these last 8 rounds. No, it's 5. Somebody must took themselves out. Well, technically, we on round number 8, so that's good math. That's good math.
All right, Powerz. Oh, he had his chance there. ChaoZ with a bit of a misroll. ChaoZ is back. Powerz tags him up, though, but he's getting tagged up himself. That's why those midline players so impactful, so critical. Great shot from Kitty. This means good for eUnited. 4v3. ChaoZ might be in trouble here because now he's getting crossed and Powerz gets to clutch. So 4v2 now. This should be an eUnited round.
Yeah, it's up to Monkeyz. He's going to be the last one left. No power weapons to work with. He's just going to have to be sneaky in a corner. He knows this is like a 1v2 situation. Wanted to get some at least a little bit of damage on one of these players. Dodges the bow. But Powerz holds his ground. Him and Demise, they do a good job. Now, what is being tied up 4-4? So far, looking at how these rounds have broken out, very few rounds we've saw the first blood and the action pop off as a twerk bow. For the most part, it's been happening mid-map towards tree at that sniper area, and it's been, you know, revolving a lot around what TJ and Raver has been doing with each other, how they've been playing against each other in that snipe tunnel.
Enemy mark.
Yeah, the mid fight is truly impactful. That's why I'm always highlighting handles, you know, from Pioneers. Monkeyz, oh, you could tell he wanted to edge himself up there and challenge the two players behind that cover, but ultimately he does. He eventually makes his way up. Raver's going to back off in the meantime. Now he's going to join into the mix. It's a great opportunity to take down Demise. And speaking of which, Demise will fall, but he's back up into the fight, and TJ is also going to be pressured on the opposite end, though. ChaoZ is going to pick up the torque, but Kenny will take down Dezo. So big trades, 3v3, and who is going to be the next one to fall? Well, it might be Monkeyz. Kenny, opportunity. Monkeyz is down, but there's a trade potential. Kenny's also down. ChaoZ torque bow in hand, 1v3, and his time might be cut short.
It may be cut short, but I don't know why I got a good feeling about this for ChaoZ. Gonna lose his positioning against Demise. Gonna have an active. But Kenny was waiting for him on the corner. He knew exactly where he was. In the end, it's eUnited who gets the map point first. And, you know, it got scary for eUnited in that round because I thought PK was going to win that 2v2 fight at Snipe.
I did too.
After we saw Demise miss a few back A's there off his left hand, I thought he was going to go down. He did go down, but he got the quick revive and back rolled. Once he back rolled towards a safe spot, the play was gone from PK, and they had to go back towards the opposite end of the map where Kenny made some big shots. So as we're going to be in round number 9, Raver is going to put some good shots in on TJ as he goes into the snipe cave. On the opposite end of the map, Powerz, he gets stunned. But does he have a stun of his own to work with? He does not.
Does ChaoZ have one? He does not. So I think they'll wait for midline plays to kind of figure themselves out. Dezo needs to be careful. Kenny had a great shot over cover in the previous round. So Dezo needs to keep that in the back of his mind. And Kenny's kind of threatening. No, Dezo's going on the attack. This is a really aggressive move from Pittsburgh Knights.
And then Dezonide cuts in and gets behind Powerz, but he needs a little bit more help from ChaoZ. They need to work together, get a little bit better timing. Instead, Dezonide will take out Kenny as he tries to flank him to save Powerz. This puts Powerz in a difficult spot. The revive is there. I like how Powerz pulls out his pistol for a little bit of damage so he can get like a long range shotgun L trigger. Doesn't work out the way he thought it was, and we're going to a round 11 in this map 5.
It's been such a good series, and what a way to end this series, quite honestly. I would be very disappointed if the first 4 maps were as close as they were, and then we get to Tomb Execution, and one of the other teams get blown out of the water. So this round 11, truly poetic. You got the entrance fight with the overtime hill, and Dezo with the 11 kills himself. Demise, you know, to his credit, with 10,000 damage. Great job. It's easy to overlook those 7 assists in the damage because he only has 3 kills, but he's been putting in a ton of work. Pittsburgh Knights in the last round, Blaze, hugely aggressive in the mid fight. This time they'll pump the brakes. Both teams understand and respect what's at risk here.
Yeah, with PK dropping back as far as they did, I think eUnited was able to sense that a play had to happen somewhere and it was going to happen down low. They got Powerz out of harm's way. And eUnited is shifting their numbers to push middle. It got crazy. PK likes this fight. They get the first kill. They get behind eUnited. And that comes from a fantastic disengage from Raver, not getting caught out. And now PK found a play to make. No power weapons in the hands of any of these squads, and Powerz is going to try to hunt down his player at tree. Has his Lancer out. Demise close behind them. They stay tight, but PK, they spread out, and they will hit their shots. They took the right fight, and they're going to take the series.
That's crazy. Pittsburgh Knights wins round 10 and 11, and they will defeat eUnited after an incredibly close series through and through. Dezo with 12 kills, 9 assists, 10k damage, holding his ground, doing an excellent job. I think across the board, Pittsburgh Knights, they earned this, and now they have to move forward to grand finals to play against Pioneers.
Ooh, and what a grand finals it's about to be. The Knights stayed composed in those last 2 rounds, and we love what we saw from them. Once their setup broke down, they went back to the classic strategy of just, hey, group up, fight together, win together, and that's what we saw.
Excellent job, really. The job's going to get harder from here, though. Now Pittsburgh Knights have to play against Pioneers. But again, like I said in the beginning, and I said it throughout the series, we haven't seen eUnited play against Pittsburgh Knights that many times. This is one of the rare chances we've had since the roster changes, and it did not disappoint. So this is going to be a classic matchup I can't wait to see in the future, especially in Pro League. They haven't met each other just yet, but you know, Powerz, got to give him credit. He did a wonderful job in that 1v constantly against Dezo on the opposite end. But we've seen a lot of great moments from eUnited and a lot of great moments from Pittsburgh Knights. So even though EU does take the loss here, I gotta say, man, you know, just like in Pro League, the competition is so incredibly close, and really any day of the week, any team can win.
They truly can. They truly can. And, you know, we got a 10-team Pro League, 5 ladder M, 5 NA, and we got the best squads representing each region. And, you know, they have not disappointed. And it's really this first week back in the season. Because like you said, we've seen so many Game 5, so many exciting series. And I really feel like a lot of our, all our squads got a competition in some matchups.
Indeed they do, man. You know, it's like this,
Everyone
right?
has a rival.
Everybody has, and some have multiple, right? Some have more than others, but you know, like for example, eUnited's rivalry against Rise. That is very apparent now, even based off of social media. But eUnited loses to Rise yesterday. eUnited beats Rise today. Okay, Pittsburgh Knights, you know, who knows? In the past have lost to eUnited. They get the win tonight. Pioneers, you know, they lose to Noble on Tuesday. They beat Noble today in a 3-0. So again, the competition is incredible, incredibly close. Nothing is guaranteed. And just because a team may appear dominant because of their history, it doesn't mean they're going to be dominant tonight. So for eUnited, the only team tonight to go to back-to-back round 5s, everybody else got clean 3-0s.
Whew, clean 3-0s. eUnited, they had a marathon throughout the night, but the Pioneers, they were chilling. The Knights, let's see if they're going to be ready to go up against the Pioneers soon.
They're going to have to be.
I think it's going to be exciting. It really is going to be a good matchup.
Well, I think the question we have to ask ourselves, who do you think is better? And I'm not going to answer, and you don't have to answer, but should I ask you the question? What about Noble? You know, is Noble a better team than Pittsburgh Knights? And if they are a better team than Pittsburgh Knights, well, then you got to think Pioneers is going to win grand finals. But do you think Pittsburgh Knights have something special that Noble didn't have during that semifinal matchup? I posed that question to you because I love seeing the discussion. I can't lie. Some of them it's hit and miss, but I still love seeing it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, though, grand finals is going to be exciting. Pittsburgh Knights will face off against Pioneers. You don't want to miss it.